For the short answer of how to feel fulfillment in life, provide for others and then be appreciated for it. But as for the more complicated and insightful answer, I'm going to need a bit more of your time. There are two ways that I think about relationships in my head: the real and psychopathic way, and the naive but useful way, head and heart. From a third-person perspective, logic says that all relationships are an exchange of something. Imagine the relationship between a boss and employee, where labor is exchanged for money and everything that goes with it. Or the relationship between two lovers, love for love. All relationships are an exchange of something, whether it is physical or purely mental, although usually both. This idea of mutual exchange is based on the fact of self-interest. Why would anyone start and or continue a relationship if they did not think that it benefited them? In fact, this is when a relationship breaks apart, when at least one individual thinks that this relationship is no longer their best option or simply no longer worth the effort to maintain. The important thing to remember here is that you cannot expect anyone to do anything for you unless you make it in their own self-interest, that is, to provide for them in some way. Now you may be thinking, just because I am exchanging labor for money with my boss does not mean I will feel fulfillment in life. After all, the people who feel the least fulfillment in life seem to be the ones spending the most time in this kind of system. This brings me to my next point. Not all relationships are fulfilling, and this is entirely dependent on what exactly is being exchanged, basically what you are getting. If you have seen my previous video, then you will know that there is a sort of spectrum of things you can want, with actions on the bottom being controlled by pain and pleasure, and actions at the top being based more on nobler aims, such as love and respect for others. Now that you can see the levels of wants, you must apply them to your relationships. What level are the things you are exchanging? Is the relationship based on avoidance of pain and maximization of pleasure? Another way of saying it is by comparing the levels of wants to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. What level of satisfaction are you providing for each other? Transcendental needs or purely physiological ones? Something that I find interesting is the cost of a relationship compared to the reward of one. You could say the rate of exchange. How much value are you getting from what you are giving? If you think back to the example of the boss and employee, a paycheck of $50,000 cost the boss $50,000 to give. This is a 1-to-1 ratio, whereas the relationship with higher wants is much more affordable. After all, the value of being loved is far greater than the cost of loving. So, all other things being equal, high-level relationships are much more efficient, such as a job that pays $10 an hour compared to a job that pays $100. As for the much more naive and simple way of thinking about relationships, provide for people who provide for others, and you will be provided for yourself. Basically, treat others with respect, honor, dignity, and love, even at times when they have yet to do anything for you, and the rest will happen on its own. As if by magic, you will feel fulfillment and happiness in life. Only when you devote at least a part of your life in the service of others will you deserve to be happy and truly know that you have done good in the world. Keep in mind that you don't have to run a homeless shelter to make others happy. Work to make others laugh, to make others smile. Work so that people will smile when they see your face. Only then will you feel true fulfillment and true happiness. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and that the knowledge in it will serve you well in bringing you an enjoyable life. I would appreciate it if you considered subscribing, and thanks for watching.